Morning, everybody. Today, I just wanted to speak some few words about patient-centered care. Recently, I've been gone through a wonderful article from Musculoskeletal Science and Practice. Patient-centered care in musculoskeletal practice, a key elements to support the clinicians to focus on the person. So I just wanted to highlight the three important uh, things that every clinicians who are practicing in government setup or private setup or in the clinical practice should know. What is this evidence? Patient centered care. What is that important word terminology called? Patient centered care is basically it is a care which is focused on the patient that whom we are treating. They should give an active participation in physiotherapy. So already we are giving such treatment and patients also cooperating. What is the new thing that we are going to add here? What I am going to tell a new thing in the patient centered care. Active participation is an important terminology. For example, if you are giving a treatment, a decision making for giving an IFT for the low back pain, the patient has to accept a mutual agreement. So, patient has to participate actively for the treatment. The treatment decision making not only by us or not only by any prescribers like physicians or surgeons like the patient active participation is very important. That is called as a patient centered care. So what are the important five important elements for the patient centered care that I wanted to emphasize here? Respect the patient's values, preference and needs. For example, they cannot able to bend, they cannot able to lift, they cannot able to climb. So these type of important values, preferences and their needs must be satisfied. That is important patient care. And important thing is information and education. So what is the information that as a physiotherapist we have to give to the patient prior to go for the treatment? For example, you are teaching some sort of a back exercises, how this exercises and physical activity which will be helpful for that particular patient to improve, to reduce the pain, to increase the endorphin in the body by means of reducing the pain. All this physiological, neurophysiological mechanisms happening in the body, and what are all the important thing which happens in the brain by doing exercises, and how the pain is getting alleviated, reducing the p substances in the body. All this must be explained. This is called as an information and education. And another important clue I just wanted to give is emotional support. This is a biopsychosocial nature of mode of treatment. We are treating only biology, tissue pathology, or what is the cause of a pain. So cause only we are treating. We are not treating the patient's emotional also. So that is very important nowadays. Evidence care which promotes that patients will have more anxiety, more fear, more stress because of the acute episode of the back pain is concerned. So we should educate that also, give emotional support to that particular thing. And family participation, make the family also attended to involve, whether the person is doing the exercises in the home properly, have to supervise it. So all these things are very important in the patient centered care, and it is vital to motivate them positivity, because most of the patients that we are giving an exercise prescriptions in the physiotherapy department, OPD, or in clinical practice, they will do under the supervision, but they won't do in the home. So such type of a thing that we have to give a positive motivation, that while you are doing by yourself, by self management, it will get improved. And your important needs and values must be your goal, must be easily can be reachable. For example, if you cannot able to bend your back by touching the toes or by taking anything for the household activities, if you are doing a spinal flexion exercises, automatically the thing will be improved within a short stipulated period of a time. So this primary goals and secondary goals must be achieved by means of positivity. So that is very important. For example, the goal attainment thing is also very important in the patient centered care. The patient may be an aged person used to do a household activities, and major thing is they used to go for a walk, or they used to go gardening works in the garden, all those things. So these things are primary and secondary goal must be set up. So the primary goal is household activities, so they can able to do only 5 minutes or 10 minutes for few short period of a time, by means of giving an education, by means of teaching and exercises, by means of tailor made the activities. The person can able to enhance the time more. For example, half an hour, 10 hour, they can able to stand and do the household activities, bend and clean, swap the floor, all those things. And long term goals like gardening, walking, they can able to go for a walking for 20 minutes, they can able to do the gardening work for half an hour. Like that, by means of improving it, we can attain the goals. These are all the important aspects of patient centered care. Another important thing is, another example I just wanted to give is OA knee, osteoarthritis knee, which is very common, that person not able to do squatting for toileting, or stair climbing, or not able to getting up from the floor, or not able to getting inside the vehicle or auto or something like that, or car. So these type of a thing consider as a primary goal, and not able to climb the stairs, not able to go to the office, for because the office may be in the upstairs, or they may be a school teachers, they have to climb upstairs for the work. All those things may be considered as a primary and secondary goals. So we as a physiotherapist, we have to train on that basis of patient centered care. That is the patient value, needs and preferences, not like whatever the thing which has been written by the prescribers, that spine extension exercises, quadriceps exercises, whether these type of exercises will help these goals to attain. We have to think it. No, the patient not able to squat, the patient not able to bend, if you do spinal extension exercise and quadriceps, whether this will improve? No. So we should work on patient centered care. Another important thing I just wanted to mention here is shared decision making. Whatever the decisions that we are planning a tailor made it, we should explain to the patient. This is an evidence based information. It ensures the individuals supported to make a decision which is right for them, and it is a collaborative manner. We both has to mutually agreed. So that is why, that is the important thing, that therapeutic alliance happens with the patient to approach, give an appropriate decision for this mutual agreement. So this is main means of appropriate communications. So proper communications in a positive way and reduce the bias. Already they may have a negativity, nocivic effect, because they have been taken a treatment elsewhere. So we have to give a positive encouragement to improve, to take the treatment. This is called as a shared decision making. Another best example I just wanted to give in medical terminology, if the person is having a chest pain, they have to go for a diagnostic test. So they need an angiogram. So doctor has to, cardiologist has to explain why it is important. Then only we can analyze the whether there is any block in the vessels in the cardiovascular system. So this is called as a shared decision making. Likewise, we have to give a emphasize to the patient for physiotherapy treatment also in shared decision making. Another important thing I just wanted to emphasize here is self management plan. So self management plan is a physiotherapy and intervention to maintain the musculoskeletal health, mainly the exercises, physical activity. We used to say exercises, physical activity. So we have to tailor made it. How we can tailor made? For example, if you are planning to do a pelvic bridging exercises for the patient, the pelvic bridging, how much time you have to do? 10 times, by means of doing a static cycling as a physical activity, half an hour. Like that, you have to write it and mark it and train them under the supervision and teach them in the meaningful way, By means of giving this, the patient agreed with a shared decision making and self management they will do in the home. How physiotherapists do self management? By means of giving an exercise advice, by means of giving an ice packs, whether they can do 10 minutes or 15 minutes in the home or any heat modalities, and self tailor made mode of exercises. For example, if the patient, a small boy, I will give a best example, a 14 years old boy, which is having a MRI. MRI reveals that lumbar canal stenosis, not able to straight his spine. He is in the stooping posture, not able to walk for 5 minutes. The mother and the child, 14 years old male boy, is coming to my clinic crying like anything because doctor advised with the scan that you have to go for a neurosurgery. So I said, don't worry, you just lie down. See the clinically whether the patient is able to do straight leg rising, slump test, EHL, Fabus test, and spine bending, extension, lateral flexion, all the assessments, and after that teach wonderful exercises according to that under the supervision, by giving any accessory modalities as we give IFT or short wave diathermy or something like that. Automatically, by doing this daily under the supervision for a week, and weekly once, and 10 days once, and monthly once, like that, if you give a appropriate self management plan, then automatically the emotional stress, psychological fear, pain, everything will be reduced. Automatically the person will become functionally normal, able to go for a physical activity, able to return back to the school or colleges. So these are all the important three terminologies. Number one is patient centered care, number two is shared decision making, number three is self management plan. All these three is an important thing that I just wanted to emphasize here. So weekly once, that at least we can make them to call, or 10 days once or monthly once to review. So this is all the important things that we should indulge in musculoskeletal practice, especially for low back pain, for neck pain, for knee pain, or for the shoulder periarthritis like. So this is a new terminology, evidence-based information. I just wanted to emphasize to all physiotherapists and other doctors who are prescribing, and other physio students and paramedicals. Everybody can know the terminology of patient-centric care. Thank you. Thank you one and all.